Confianza sin límites. Nueva Sorento Trust.
What do you get when you combine the world's best lens technology with precision archery? Absolute dominance. Pila and Zeiss have created the world's only archery-specific performance eyewear. With cutting-edge filtration for increased definition, perfect optics, and light-managing lenses to increase focus and relax the eye. Isn't it time you saw the advantage? See more gold with Pila.
Dead center for Rio, the great sportsman in archery. 20-year-old Bridger Deaton wins the gold medal. Julien Deloche. Rick van der Ven of the Netherlands is your gold medalist and able to hold his arms and that bow very high in the air, pose for his golden moment.
There comes a smile.
Excel Sights, leading technology, proven results.
Summer has turned to autumn here on the World Cup Tour, which returns to Colombia for the fourth and final make it or break it stage on the outdoor circuit. Medellin provides a breathtaking backdrop with the suspense surrounding those with bows who are still on the bubble and are fighting to secure a spot at October's World Cup Finals in Mexico City. With the towering Andes Mountains surrounding the verdant Apure Valley, some will have to rise as high as the peaks themselves if they hope to reach the summit of this sport. Only the top 7 in each discipline get to go to Mexico. So there's plenty of motivation in Medellin, in a nation known for coffee, emeralds, flowers, and great archery. Buenos dias, buenos tardes, or buenas noches, wherever you may be. Welcome to World Archery's live coverage of Stage 4 on our World Cup Tour. Along with Canada's Crispin Duenas, the bronze medalist from the 2013 World Championships in Belek, I'm Carl Arky, coming to you from El Parque Norte in the amazing city of Medellin, where it's Recurve Saturday, thanks to a certain event coming up across the South American continent in Brazil on Monday, Crispin.
Yep, we have the Olympic test event running in Rio de Janeiro coming up, so we've needed to rejig the schedule of our shooting here down in Colombia just to make sure that the Recurve archers who are going to Brazil get there on time. So we thank everybody for joining us here on Recurve Saturday, all the YouTube viewers, all of the Archery TV viewers. We see the beautiful scenery here in Medellin, and we're going to be having some great competition in preparation for the Olympic test event coming up next week.
And as you can see, we have great weather here today.
It's very, very good weather. We've had great weather all week long. At nighttime, it starts to rain a lot here, so we've had a flooded field at sometimes. It's not that flooded, actually, I should say. It's just very wet and very soggy, but today it's just been beautiful. We didn't have any rain last night, so it's nice and hot, and we're going to have some great shooting coming up in moments.
Here in the team events, the United States could win 2 medals today. Korea will win 2 medals this morning, and Colombia the home nation will also be represented, going for a medal as well. So it should be very, very interesting out here today as the crowd begin to gather here in the grandstands here in El Parque Norte on the north side of Medellin on a beautiful Saturday morning. It also could be the Lee Tuk-young show and the Im Dong-hyun show as well here today. Both of those archers could medal 3 times.
Yeah, and it's amazing that these archers are here in the finals because they're both on the Korean B team, which is not slated to go to the Olympic test event next week. But here we go with the Recurve bronze medal match for the women, featuring USA and Mexico.
Just remember, 3 archers per team this morning. Each shoots twice in each set, so that's 6 arrows per set, with 2 points going to the team that wins a set. If the team's tied, they split the set and each receives 1 point. First team to reach 5 total points or more wins the match, and of course they'll be shooting from 70 meters at a target face 122 centimeters in diameter. The 10 ring is even smaller. First out onto the field this morning, the team from Mexico, which qualified 6th this week here in Medellin, Colombia. Mexico defeating Brazil 6-2 in the 1/8 round, 5-3 over China in the quarterfinals before losing 6-2 to Chinese Taipei. In the middle, Aida Roman, 27 years of age. On the left, Carla Hinojosa. And on your right is the 20-year-old Alejandra Valencia. A lot of firepower out there.
Yeah, all 3 of these shooters have shown their strengths in the past, especially at the previous Pan Am Games that we had just this past summer. And these girls are here to really bring their A game and come away with a medal.
Now coming out of the tunnel, led by Katuna Lorig, is the team from the United States. The USA had a good week, blanking Japan 6-0 in the quarterfinals before getting shut out 6-0 by Korea. So the USA, which will be on target number 1, led by Katuna Lorig. Katuna, of course, 41 years of age, still going very, very strong, ranked 6th in the world. And of course has represented 3 different countries in 5 Olympiads, now shooting for the United States. As the trio from the USA lines up, on your left, Mackenzie Brown out of Flint, Texas. This is Ariel Gibellaro, 21 years of age, ranked 89th in the world. And on the right, of course, is Katuna Lorig, who just keeps going and going and going and going. She's remarkable.
I hope I shoot like that when I'm that age because it's just amazing to see her still here, still competing.
Tremendous physical fitness buff, Katuna Lorig, as the teams now get set to open play here. Should be a classic battle between the 2 great countries. The USA qualifying 5th this week. Of course, at stage 1 in Shanghai, it was the United States beating Japan, Lenola Pritchard, Ariel Gibellaro, and Katuna Lorig, winning the bronze medal that day in China. In Antalya and Konyaaltı Beach, it was China defeating Chinese Taipei. And in Poland last month, in Wrocław, it was China defeating Italy 6-2. So here we go, USA and Mexico in the women's bronze medal match, and Alejandra Valencia to get the party started. And she sets the bar pretty high.
That was a very good shot. It had nice timing, it had nice rhythm, and it was a very confident shot, and I'm not surprised that's a 10.
Carla Hinojosa, 20 years of age, team silver medalist this summer at the World Youth Championships in Yankton, South Dakota.
And that's an 8-star, and for the people who have just joined us and don't know the rules very well, these archers are shooting at 70 meters, and the reason why that 8 has a star beside it is because it's close to a line, and we call the arrow out until we get verification that the arrow is touching the line. If it is touching the line, then they get the higher score. So Mexico potentially has a 10-8-8 or a 10-9-8, depending on what happens when the judges score those arrows when they get downrange.
No doubt about Aida's shot. Aida Roman in the red zone with her first shot of the day. Gibellaro also in the red zone as well as she starts off for the United States. And that brings up Katuna Lorig. Katuna, who coached Jennifer Lawrence for the Hunger Games, with a 7 leaked out into the 7 ring.
She looks really confused with that shot too, and you can hear their coach saying there's no wind, so depending on which way the practice field was facing, it could determine how their bows or their arrows are reacting on this field. So far right now, we've got 24 points for U.S., potentially 26 or 27 points for Mexico. And whoever shoots the highest score out of these 6 arrows will win the set and give them 2 set points in a race to 5 set points. That looks like a high 7 just out of camera range, but there it is.
Valencia, the team silver medalist in Poland in 2014, has been to several World Cup finals. Was 4th in Paris, 5th in Tokyo, 5th in Istanbul at the World Cup finals. And she's followed up by an 8 by Hinojosa.
There's a lot of up and down variability on the Mexican side, so they've just got to shoot their shot a little bit stronger and just have a little bit more confidence and keep that bow arm still when they make their shots. And that's an 8, a little high of where it should be.
Nice strong shot.
So a pair of 8s for Aida Roman to start off in this first set. Ariel Gibalaro of the United States, ranked 89th in the world. Still out in the red rings.
And that's a 7 for Ariel. She's got a very good group out to the left, so I'd expect her to be moving her sight. Once she goes, there she goes, she's moving her sight. And Katuna's shot out to the right.
So I was going to say the USA still had a chance, and they do have a chance right now of splitting, but they'll need a 10 from Mackenzie Brown.
They need a 10 to tie. That's exactly right, to get 1 set point. But right now, Ariel hanging out left, Katuna hanging out right. Let's see if Mackenzie keeps it in the middle. That's a 9. Unfortunately, not enough to tie the set, and Mexico takes the first set 2 points to nothing, 49 to 48.
Mackenzie Brown averaging right around 8.8 points per arrow, comes up with a 9. Had the United States been able to come up with a few better shots, perhaps could have taken that first set, but this is where you've got to keep the spirits up. It's early on in this match, and as we've seen many, many times before, teams definitely can and do come back. So Mackenzie Brown, Katuna Lorig, Ariel Gibalaro making the adjustments. Meanwhile, on the Mexican side, Aida Roman, Alejandra Valencia, and Carla Hinojosa off to a good start. Here in Medellin on a morning and on a day, I know 90 degrees Fahrenheit is what they're predicting. Converts to Celsius?
About 25 degrees Celsius, I would estimate. I have to do the math and everything, or put it into my app on my phone.
Of course, you and I have seen this before down here, Crispin. The weather can change drastically from the start of the day to the end of the day. We may very well see clouds and rain before this is all said and done.
Let's get some wood and knock on it, because we don't want that to happen to the archers. This is a great day to shoot, and the archers just want to have the perfect conditions to shoot and get their high scores here and win those medals. And having those external factors affecting your performance is just sometimes just not fair. We want to see that. We want to see good weather all day long and good shooting all day long as well.
Right now, the wind, not much of a factor downrange. We're set up in our broadcast position closer to the targets than we are to the shooting line, and the windsock's down here. Not really blown by the wind at this moment.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a lot of wind coming into the field of play, but there are a line of trees going down the left side of the field that starts at about 40 meters and continues all the way down to the target. And the archers are also shielded by the stands that you can see on the left. So they shouldn't be feeling any wind if it's coming in from the left.
So Gibalaro will start off the second set for the United States. The Americans trailing 2-0. Gibalaro.
See if she's made that adjustment to bring her arrows over to the right, stop shooting on the left.
She did win a team bronze medal this year in Shanghai with
9-5, lower left, just
a good performance in China, and apparently has made an adjustment. Shoots a 9. Now Katuna Lorig.
Still out to the right. It's interesting. She's got to get on that sight and start moving it, because that's costly at this point in the match.
And here is Mackenzie Brown, who won a team bronze medal last month in Poland at stage 3 in Wrocław. So a pair of sevens for the United States to open up the second set.
The win is the same.
Alejandra Valencia. The bronze medalist from the 2011 World Championship starts off the second set with a 9 for Mexico. Hinojosa, a bronze medalist at the Pan Ams in Toronto this summer, won a team silver medal there as well. And Mexico shooting well. Aida Roman. Let's see if she's adjusted from that first set. I'd say so.
Yep, that's a good shot.
Go for it. Nice strong shots.
I'm just watching the American women right now and comparing to what I know the American men do. And the women seem to not talk to each other as much as the men do. The men usually tell each other where to aim, where they were aiming, what the wind is doing while they're at full draw. And I'm not seeing that in the women. They are coming off the line and discussing it, but you can see the coach is telling them where their arrow placements are. But the men are more proactive about this and telling each other what to do. But you can see Mackenzie's she's focusing on her own thing and not telling Katuna where to aim. And I think that was a little bit of a sigh of relief from Katuna, saying, finally, I've got one in the middle.
Major improvement for Katuna Lorig, who comes up with the first 10 of the day for the USA. Mackenzie Brown follows with a 9. So 51 points posted by the USA in this second set. The Americans already down 2-0 in the match. Alejandra Valencia.
That's an 8 just high. You can see the shadow as a, well, there was another arrow blocking the view of our arrow high. But the US can shoot 2 more 8s and still be okay.
Hinojosa taking aim and coming up with a 9.
And Aida Roman just needs to shoot a 7 to take this set. In 23 seconds, she can do that, no problem.
The 27-year-old Aida Roman ranked 3rd in the world. 81 victories during her career, going for another one here today. And Mexico does indeed take the second set. And they forge ahead 4-0 in the match.
Well, set number 2, ladies and gentlemen, Team Mexico upping.
And the USA may need to have a little conversation right now. Huddling up with their coach. But down already 4-0 in set points. First to 5 wins the match. USA did win the bronze medal in Shanghai at stage 1 back in May, defeating Japan that day. Gibalaro was part of that team, so was Katuna Lorig and Lenola Pritchard, so they know how to get the job done. Of course, Mexico does too.
Yeah, the U.S. has a really good pool of women to choose from for this year, and it's been great to see that they've got this depth of field coming up to an Olympic year. Mexico has always been strong, and they've had Korean coaches, they've had Mexican coaches, they still have Korean coaches right now, and they're a very strong archery powerhouse on the international scene.
So on this colorful field of play, as we look up the hillside, that's to the west side of Medellin, as you look up at the barrios. Beautiful views everywhere you look in this amazing city here in the Apure Valley. Right now, the only view for Katuna Lorig and her teammates is that target 70 meters downrange.
And they must win this next set to stay alive. If they tie with Mexico, then Mexico will take it 5 set points to 1.
So here's Gibalaro, who has 7 wins during her career, to her credit.
Good.
Starts off strong.
Just a little bit high. 12 o'clock, like inch above 10. Nice strong shot.
Now Katuna Lorig, who owns the only 10 so far for the United States through the first 2 sets.
Good.
That's an 8 low.
6 o'clock, a little bit low, just a little bit out of 9.
Getting the feedback from their coach. And now Mackenzie Brown.
Good shot.
That looked like a very solid shot.
Solid shot. Bonita.
Good job.
Beautiful shot by Mackenzie Brown.
See if that builds momentum for the U.S. coming into the final 3 arrows of this set.
Of course, Mackenzie went up against Alejandra Valencia in the gold medal match at the Arizona Cup and came away the victor then. Alejandra trying to get some payback.
Muy bien. Brazo firme, tiro completo. Pura forma.
Good look at Carla Hinojosa.
And the Mexican coach is telling her exactly the things that archers should be focusing on. He's telling her to focus on her form just to complete her shot. And that's what the archers need to focus on while they're on that field of play. Because focusing on the result down at the target isn't going to help your shooting very much. He's telling Aida to be strong to finish the shot. And that's what's going to make these shots much better than if the archers were just focused on shooting 10s. This is a little bit of a slower shot. She's a little hung up on the clicker, and he's telling her to grow. That's a very, very long shot. There we go.
A late release, and where did that end up?
It's a 2.
This could change things.
You can't really expect very much when you hold a shot for 10 seconds. When you're holding that amount of bow weight for that long period of time, your finesse and your control goes away.
Good job, 10.
The United States cashes in and capitalizes. Gibalado. Now it's back-to-back 10s for the USA, which appears to be on its way, dare I say, to taking this set and keeping the match alive.
Good job. Slightly high.
Another strong shot.
9.5. One more. Good strong shot.
And right now, USA has pretty much clinched this set because even if Mexico shoots 30 points, they'll only come out with 50. And that's a 55 for USA. So these shots right now are just to be for Mexico to get their shot back, and hopefully Aida Roman gets her timing back.
A shocking shot by Aida Roman as Mexico will try to finish this up strong and gain or regain momentum heading to the 4th set.
And this becomes a little bit of a question for the last archer because she's going to be very tight on time. Aida's going to be very tight on time. It's not that bad of a tight timing situation, but does she really take that last shot and sacrifice potentially a high-scoring arrow if she shoots after time? But she's got 5 seconds to shoot this shot.
And the quick release. And she seemed to be in no particular hurry to get that off. I think she's a little bit upset with herself right now and trying to regain her composure.
Yeah, that's a very big brain fart, I would say, on the part of Aida because she doesn't usually do that. I've shot practice with her and I've shot on lots of fields with her, and her shot usually takes about 2 or 3 seconds under the clicker. On that shot, with it taking 10 seconds under the clicker, you lose a lot of the stability that you should have when your shot goes off. So that was just a minor blip from Aida Roman, but USA winning this set, giving them 2 set points, and Mexico's lead is now just cut down to 2. It's still a do-or-die situation for Team USA. They need to win this next set in order to stay alive and force a shoot-off. But Mexico can tie and win the bronze medal, but we'll see what happens if Aida Roman can come back from this. And that's what makes a strong archer, is whether or not you can bounce back from something as horrific as doing this in a finals field and be able to shoot back in the gold where you need to be.
Well, we'll see if it is just a blip on the radar screen for Mexico or if it is a turning point in this match. It's yet to be determined. Aida Roman, one of the most mentally strong archers that I've seen out here on the World Cup Tour. I would be surprised if she doesn't regain her composure and get her mind focused on what's to come instead of what's happened in the past.
Yeah, I got to agree with you there that Aida has one of the best mental games on the field of play. And so I think what we're rating right now is just for arrows. The coach is yelling for arrows. Back to Aida Roman. What I expect would have happened is that after that shot, she would have just turned to herself and had her moment to be angry at herself or be angry or whatever, and then come back and reframe the whole thing and start all over again to say, this is what my shot is supposed to be like. This is what I need to do. This is going to be me. I'm going to make this shot. And that's what happened on that last shot. Even though she was pressed for time, it was still a very good, quick, solid shot. And that's the Aida Roman we're used to seeing. So I think that when she comes back onto the shooting line, you're going to see the regular, usual Aida Roman.
The one that won a silver medal in London at the Olympic Games.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. And won the gold medal in Lausanne last fall at the World Cup Finals. Also won a gold medal at Nîmes in 2014 in the Indoor World Championships. She's captured a total of 11 medals since 2011. One of the outstanding archers in the world. But now we'll see how she responds after shooting a 2 that opened the door for the USA to pick up that third set. Mexico now leading 4-2, and the USA still trailing. Will start off on target number 1. Ariel Gibalaro, 21 years old. As we mentioned, the team bronze medalist from Shanghai at the start of this 2015 outdoor season starts off with a 9. Good start for the USA. She's gotten stronger as the match has gone on.
I think, yeah, Ariel is a very good, consistent shooter as well. I've seen her at Junior World Championships and at senior events. For her to start off on the team is kind of one of those positions where your other teammates are relying on you. So it shows that they have a lot of trust in her and her shot, because she needs to be able to put an arrow down range and tell her team that that was a good shot. I was aiming here. You should do the same. Or tell her team where to aim if there is a wind. So that's a lot of confidence that they've got in her, and it's a very good job for her and her shooting.
9-9-9 by Mackenzie Brown, Katuna Lorig, and Gibalaro. So now Mexico, with Alejandra Valencia leading off, starts off with an 8, behind the 8 ball already.
Pura forma, Carla, pura forma, fuerte.
The coach again is just saying, your form, just do your form.
Carla Hinojosa, who has 9 wins during her career. Excellent shot. Excelente.
Fluye con ritmo.
Now all eyes on Aida Roman.
She's not going to make that mistake again. There you go.
Quick release. But it's in the red ring. So Mexico trailing by 1 midway through this 4th set. United States fighting to stay alive, trying to get to a 5th set. Gibalaro.
A little bit of a long hold for her. Still a good shot. It's grouping right beside her first shot.
After searching a little bit on the opening shots of the match, Gibalaro's become very consistent. Now Katuna Lorig.
Good shot, 9-2.
And the 5-time Olympian comes up with another 9.
The 5th 9.
Finish strong. One more. Plenty of time.
In honor of her 5 Olympiads.
Yeah.
Mackenzie Brown.
Good shot.
It's a 9.
Just out of 10.
So
Puts it
Mexico
downtown.
needs to shoot a 10-10-9 here. Or sorry,
Strong finish. Excellent.
10-9-9 in order to win this match. 28 points will win.
Valencia
Bien.
That's an
9.5 a las dos.
out in the suburbs.
No, that's a 9, just straight high.
Buena forma, Carla. Fuerte.
10 and a 9 will win.
Hinojosa averaging 8.7 per shot.
9.9.
9.
Puts up the 9, and now Aida Roman, who shot a 2 just moments ago in the 3rd set,
Fuerte y firme.
can finish this off.
Nine.
Could not put it right in the middle of the target. If she had, it'd be over. Came close, though.
And here we go, our first match of the day and our first tiebreak of the day. It's been a while since I've seen that happen. But the rules for the tiebreak unofficially right now it's a tiebreak, but we're pretty sure 99.9% this is a tie. And the U.S. has fought back. You can see one of their coaches telling them to be strong and shoot those shots. The format for the tiebreak is that each archer is going to shoot one arrow for the team. They'll have 60 seconds to do so. And the team with a higher score out of those 3 arrows will win the match. If the score is still tied, then the arrow closest to the center, the team with the arrow closest to the center, will win the match. If that is still tied, they go to the second arrow, and if that is still tied, they go to the third arrow. I have only ever seen that happen once in my lifetime, that they went to the third arrow, and that was in Poland at the last World
Stage 3,
Cup.
yes.
Exactly. So we'll see if that happens again. I'm highly doubtful that it will happen again, but it's not impossible.
The odds are rather long against that happening, but we shall see as we go to the shoot-off. Mexico and the United States. Mexico qualifying 6th this week, and the USA qualifying 5th. So it's number 5 against number 6. 2 evenly matched teams. Mexico taking the first 2 sets, jumping out to a 4-0 lead. Aida Roman posted a 2 in the 3rd set, opening the door for the United States to come back and make it a 4-2 match. And then the United States shooting 9s straight across the board. 6 9s in that 4th set. And the United States outscoring Mexico 54-53 to take the 4th set and force this shoot-off. So here we go, Alejandra Valencia, who has won 6 shoot-offs that she's been in individually. So she has experience, but puts up an 8. Not the start Mexico was looking for. Over to the USA.
You can hear the American coach telling Ariel to do a nice, strong shot. Again, it's exactly what you need to focus on. Do your shot. Don't worry about where the arrow is going to land. Just do your shot.
Jebelaro right down the middle.
That is going to be very hard to beat if they tie and score. It's about a centimeter away from dead center.
Jebelaro's been in 2 tiebreakers and has won both of those. Now Hinojosa, who didn't appear to be all that pleased with the shot when she released.
No, she looked like she was searching for that, so she didn't exactly know how that shot was going to turn out. So she was looking for that arrow to find out exactly where it was headed.
Can Katuna keep Mexico at bay?
Good.
Solid 9.
Good enough.
Very nice. Like 9.3.
Aida Roman, who had the chance to finish this match off if she could have shot a 10 in that 4th set. Came up with a 9. Here we are in the shoot-off. And I'm not sure we're looking at the correct target right now.
That's an 8. She shot an 8.
Yes, there we go.
The camera was still focused on the American target.
So Mackenzie Brown
needs to do her regular shot. 7 to win.
9.
9.
9, and there it is. The comeback is complete. The USA coming from 4 down to win the shoot-off. And the big shot in that shoot-off coming from the 21-year-old Ariel Jebelaro.
Yeah, that was a very good shot. I mean, all the American girls shot really well in that tiebreak. Coming back from behind, it was 4-0 at one point in this match, and now they just won the thing with 5 set points to 4. And in a shoot-off, I mean, that's going out in style. And good shooting from Mexico for sure. It's just some little hiccups led to them not winning this bronze medal. So they're going to take that away, learn from that, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see a very strong Mexican team next week in Rio de Janeiro. And I've heard that the United States is going to be taking a different set of girls down to Rio, and I believe Ariel is not going to be going to Rio upon talking to some Americans this morning. And so we'll see what happens with their team. But again, they all live at the same training center. They train together every day. They know exactly how each other shoots. They know how their team round works. I believe they're going to be fine down in Rio de Janeiro.
What a great confidence boost it is for Ariel Jebelaro to come up to that shooting line, leading off for the United States in that kind of a situation and put one almost dead center.
That's a very good shot. I wish I could do that.
You can, and you have.
I have.
You have. I remember a day in Belek.
Although my 10 in that for the win for that match was not as close as Ariel's 10 was right there.
You know what? Years from now, they'll look at it, and it will look like a 10 dead center. They'll think you killed the spider.
Scorecard still says 10. It doesn't say 10.5 or 10.2.
No, it does not. We don't get style points. So the first match is in the books. It is complete, and the fifth-seeded team from the United States comes all the way back from a 4-0 deficit to defeat Mexico 5-4. Actually beat them 28-25 in the shoot-off. Gibalado with a 10 to get things started in that shoot-off as you take a look at some of the beautiful, outstanding scenery here in Medellin. If you ever have the chance to come and visit here, you have to take the Metro cables. It is an amazing ride. All right, we've already had an amazing ride so far this morning in the women's bronze medal match. What will it be like in the women's team gold medal match? As we see the team from Chinese Taipei, which qualified second, heading out onto the field of play here in Medellin, Colombia. Chinese Taipei beating India 5-3 in the quarterfinals, and then knocking off Mexico 6-2 in the semifinals. And so as soon as this team gets set, we will introduce you to the trio of archers from Chinese Taipei. Korea, of course, set to win 2 medals in team play this morning. And now we will meet the archers from Chinese Taipei. Led by Tenya Ting, 21 years of age, 31st in the world. She's on your left. And she's joined by Lei Chen-ying and Xiong Mei-chen. So Tenya Ting, Lei Chen-ying, and Xiong Mei-chen, the 3 archers for Chinese Taipei. Now the team from Korea, which qualified first this week here in Colombia. And this team shows you the depth on the Korean program, in the Korean program, I should say. This team scoring a 6-0 victory over Venezuela in the quarterfinals and a 6-0 win over the United States in the semifinals.
So they have yet to lose a set
in the run-up.
Yeah, exactly. So
to
we'll
the gold medal match.
See if they can do a 6-0 victory here as well.
Lee Tuk-young, 25 years of age, joined by Jeon Sung-yun, who is 20 years of age, and Hong Soo-nam, who has had a very good week. We'll see her in a individual medal match coming up later on today. So Korea trying to win the women's team gold medal for the second time during this 2015 Outdoor World Cup season. Korea won in Shanghai, beating Germany, blanking Germany. Then in Antalya, it was Japan defeating Korea. And in Poland at stage 3, the United States blanked Georgia. Mackenzie Brown, Katuna Lorig, and Lenola Pritchard winning on that day about a month ago. Right now, it's Korea trying to make it bookend gold medal wins in women's team play during this 2015 outdoor season.
I just wanted to point out that this is the Korean B team. Korea will be sending their A team to Rio next week. But I've heard, and I can pretty much confirm that when the Koreans make their national teams or even their Olympic teams, that it's harder to make those teams than it is to win the Olympics, just because of the depth that they have in Korea. And
look at those 3 shots right there.
Yeah, these 3 archers are not the best archers in Korea, yet they're here at a gold medal match and they have yet to lose a set. So knowing that they can bring archers 4, 5, and 6 from their country to win a World Cup, it's kind of scary, in my opinion. I don't know about anybody else out there.
Tanya Ting starts off with a 9 for Chinese Taipei.
Tanya Ting has been having a great season. I know a lot of archers back home that look up to her, and I don't blame them. She is a very, very good shooter and very strong shooter.
19-year-old Zhang Mei Chen. And now the 25-year-old Lei Chenying.
Tied score.
So Chinese Taipei up for the battle. And it will be a battle with Korea.
Good shot.
Safe to say Korea's B team would be many countries' A team.
Yeah.
Hong Sunam with a nice shot right there, another 10.
What they're waiting for. Well, a nice wind just blew through the venue. I'm guessing she waited for that to finish up. And that was a good decision.
Zhang Sung-yun, 20 years of age, ranked 233rd in the world.
And looking on the field of play right now, we've got a tailwind, which is blowing from shooting line towards the target. And this type of wind can be potentially deadly to some archers because of the way it affects the arrows in flight, and it's not as consistent, I should say, as a crosswind. Because in a crosswind, you can pretty much assume where to aim or what the wind is doing or anything like that. But with a tailwind and even a headwind, it's much harder to determine what to do in that type of situation. So might as well just wait it out if you have the time and just shoot your shot and get a 10.
Lee Tuk-young with a 9. Then Jian Sung-yun with a 9. And here is Hong Sunam.
No, that was Korea. This is Chinese Taipei.
Oh, excuse me, yes.
Either way, that was going to be a very hard one for Chinese Taipei to come back and try to take from Korea, considering Korea shot a 57 on their initial set, which is very high level.
So a 2-0 lead for Korea. My apologies to Chinese Taipei.
And Korea continues with their set-winning ways.
Still have not dropped a set.
Have not dropped a set.
In the last several matches. Great confidence. It's not just the form, it's not just the physical attributes, it's also the mental game and the confidence that every Korean archer you see seems to have. It's instilled.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know how they do it to their archers, if it's picked by the parents or what the archer does as a child or whatnot, but
in the DNA.
Yeah. But their archers know how to come back from every type of situation. And I always tell a lot of people about the mental aspect of archery, you know, recovering from a bad shot like what Aida Rahman had to do. But also, how do you maintain good shooting when you're shooting very, very well or outside your normal range of shooting? And the Koreans know how to deal with that, like being able to shoot almost perfect scores, but maintain that throughout the whole day. That's just simply amazing.
So Chinese Taipei trailing 2-0 as we head to the second set. The archers from Chinese Taipei fully capable of coming back. We've already seen one comeback already here in the team competition this morning here in Colombia.
Shot. Tanya Ting showing why she's one of the strongest archers on the field.
Averages just over 9 points per arrow. Zhang Mei Chen also averaging 9 points per arrow. This is her first World Cup event. And she's doing well. Now Lei Chenying, ranked 25th in the world. Did win a World Cup medal, a team silver in 2012 in Antalya.
That's an 8 out left. And looking at all the flags on the field of play right now, they are starting to blow around because the wind is picking up.
As we said, conditions can change, and change quickly here in Medellin. Hong Sunam starts off strong for Korea here in the second set. Another 9 from Jeon Sung-yun.
I remember from one of the first World Cups that I ever attended, Lee Tuk-young, who you see in front of you right now, was shooting. This was back in 2006. And her form, in my opinion, has not changed very much since 9 years ago. So it's very good to see that she's just a consistent archer. And I've seen a lot of archers, you know, change their form or tweak their form and do all these little changes that eventually amount to a very different looking archer over the years. But Lee Tuk-young has had a very, very consistent run in her form and has been a very consistent archer. Unfortunately, she hasn't made an A team in a while, but it's good to see that she's still around because I believe we're still about the same age. I can't say still, but we are the same age.
Gives you hope, huh,
Crispin?
Gives me hope. Crispin Duenas along with Carl Arky, and we hope you're enjoying our live shot-by-shot coverage from beautiful Medellin, Colombia, as Chinese Taipei sends Lei Chin-ying up to the line. And the archer who picked up 2 medals at the 2015 Asian Grand Prix, a bronze and a team gold medal, comes up with a 10 for Chinese Taipei. They finish with 54 points here in the second set. And we'll get more into the backstory of Lee Tuk-young as soon as these 3 shots are posted by the Korean team. Hong Sunam with an 8. Now Jeon Sung-yun, the 2013 gold medalist at the World Youth Championships in Wuxi, China.
And 2 10s here will solidify the set. That's a 9. So the only thing that's going to potentially happen right now is if Lee Tuk-young shoots a 10, that could win the set dependent on what Chinese Taipei's second arrow is, which is a 9-star. Could be a 9 or a 10, so Chinese Taipei could have 55 points. If Lee Tuk-young shoots a 10 right now, we could be in a draw situation.
Oh, but an 8.
And I think that's historic right there. That's the first set that Korea has dropped this whole tournament.
And it just shows that everybody's human out here, and it can happen even to the best of them. So Lee Tuk-young coming up with an 8 right there. Interesting story on her. She went 7 years between World Cup appearances. It had been 7 years since she had competed when she showed up here in Medellin last year in 2014. Hadn't seen her since 2010, or excuse me, 2007. And yet, after all that time, she's able to come back and shoot this well.
It's the Korean depth in their training and their programs of how they treat their archers and how the archers train every single day and how they're taken care of. I'm 100% certain that these Korean archers don't have to worry about living expenses or where their next meal is going to come from or what car they're driving or anything. They're just there to be archers, and they're taken care of. They're well taken care of in their country so that they can just focus on being great archers, and the country just says, okay, we'll take care of you. We'll give you all of this stuff if you represent well, and that's what they're doing right now.
It helps you be patient, and athletes are not known to be patient and accepting also as well. They want to go, they want to compete.
Yep.
But when you've got those kinds of support systems and resources in place, it helps you continue through 7 years when you may not be out on the international stage.
It also gives you peace of mind. I remember that my archery career came into its own. It actually got a lot better when I finished with my university degree. I got a job. I had a really good home situation. Everything was going well outside of archery.
Hong Sunam with a 7 on the line. We'll see if that matters a little bit later on after all the shots have been taken here in this third set. We're all tied up 2 apiece here in the women's gold medal match. Recurve Saturday in Colombia. The compound archers coming up on Sunday. Recurve going first because of the Olympic test event in Rio coming up on Monday. So to accommodate the recurve archers, they're center stage today. So a pair of 9s after that possible 7 to start off this third set for the Koreans. Now Chinese Taipei, Tan Yating puts up a 10.
And that is the closest shot of the day. And at the Olympics, we usually have a camera that's dead center in the middle of the target. She probably would have nicked that camera, if not broken it.
She found the sweet spot.
Unfortunately, it breaks your arrow at the same time, so it's kind of a bittersweet thing.
It's a double-edged sword, right?
Exactly. Wow.
Oh, back-to-back 10s. Xiong Mei Chen. Chinese Taipei trying to take the momentum away from Korea right now.
And if some people are wondering why there's tape on her chin, what happens with some finger tabs is that it likes to grab skin when you release, when you let go of the string, and that gives you some serious cuts, bruising, acne. It does a lot of stuff to your chin. So that piece of tape there is just to make it a lot smoother and not let her tab catch skin on the way by.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Some people just can't get away with it. They just have that type of face that their skin just catches the finger tab. So she's probably got one of those faces or that type of skin or that type of finger tab where she needs tape.
Here's the 20-year-old Jeon Sung-yun. And it's a string of 4 9s put together by Korea after that 7 with a star to open up this third set.
And it'll be interesting to see how Korea deals with this because this is the first time that they're behind or that they've lost a set.
Lee Tok-young makes it 5 9s in a row, but Korea vulnerable right now. However, let's see how Chinese Taipei responds under pressure. Tan Yating, of course, we know what she can do under pressure. We've seen that many times before. However, comes up with an 8.
That's not exactly what you wanted following that dead center X. But again, they still have a potential 5 points over Korea in these next 2 arrows.
Xiong Mei Chen, 19 years old, at her first World Cup, averaging 9 points per arrow. And she comes up with a 9.
So an 8 will solidify the set win for Chinese Taipei.
Without any doubt, without any question. I think that takes care of it. Yeah. Forget about the 8, forget about a 9, just put up a 10. Let's go to the next set.
And that's what I tell people. And a lot of people ask me, for example, when I'm on the field of play and they ask me, who are you shooting against? Or have you seen who your first match is against or your second match potentially might be against? And a lot of the times I actually say, you know what, I don't know. Because it doesn't matter who you're shooting against. If you shoot 10s, you're going to win. And a lot of archers still look at the grids or look at the placings of where everybody is to find out who their first match is going to be against. But I think that gives you a little bit more, in my opinion, I mean, like some people are different, a lot of people are different, but in my opinion, that gives you a little bit more stress to think about. Like, if you come up and you know your first match is going to be against Oh Jin-hyuk, for example, what's that going to do to your head when you come onto the shooting line and actually meet him? And so I would rather just...
O's not going to affect your shot.
No.
And you're not going to affect his shot.
It's not like hockey, exactly. He's not going to come up to
me...
No
cross-checking?
Not cross-check me with his bow or anything. So all you have to do in this sport, as redundant as it seems, is just shoot 10s. When you do that, you're going to win. And that's exactly what Chinese Taipei knows that they can do against Korea. It doesn't matter if it's their A team or their B team. If they've lost any sets, if they won all sets, you shoot 10s, you're going to win.
It's all about you, staying within yourself. And right now, Chinese Taipei has come back after trailing 2-0 after the first set. They've taken the next 2 sets, and they lead it 4-2. So it could be an upset in the making right here. Chinese Taipei qualifying number 2 this week against the top-seeded team from Korea. And Korea, as Crispin has mentioned a couple of times already coming into this match, they had defeated Venezuela 6-0 in the quarterfinals, then defeated the USA 6-0 in the semis. So they're in an unusual position right now, trailing 4-2 and leading off to start this fourth set.
And it's a must-win for Korea.
And this is where you usually see the Koreans really put the pedal to the metal and kick it in.
For whatever reason, it's like they weren't shooting what they were supposed to shoot before, and now they're just going to, turn up their A game, and here comes the string of 10s.
Hong Sunam with a 10. Now Jeon Sung-yun with a 10. Korea trying to come back.
Where is that switch? I have yet to determine where that switch is for me.
I
be able
think
to just do that.
It's between the ears.
Oh, yeah. It's buried deep in there.
The switch is on, and they are on right now. There is no smoking here in El Parque Norte, but right now they're on fire.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
So Chinese Taipei with some pressure being applied, and Tan Ya-Ting feeling the pressure just a little bit, perhaps. Needing some help from her teammates right now. Xiong Mei Chen, ranked 162nd in the world. Limited experience, only 5 wins in her career. Oh, but a big shot.
It's a very good shot, and Chinese Taipei knows that they have to at least tie to come away with the medal. Well, the gold medal, I should say. Both teams are going to get a medal.
But that's that gold that they're after. Outside the gold ring, so that's 2 8s around that 10.
And Korea is half on their way to bringing it to a tiebreak. See what they do if that switch has still stayed on.
Falters just a little bit right there. Hong Sunam, after coming up with a 10 on her first shot of this set, that one leaks out into the 8 ring. Jeon Sung-yun into the 7 ring.
What is going on down there? I don't see any wind on the field of play. It's, again, if this is the B team, it's probably just them being out of their element right now. I just don't know.
The switch was turned back off. Can Lee Tuk-young turn it back on again? Almost. That's a 9.
So a 10-9-9 will win for Chinese Taipei. That's very unfortunate for Korea.
All Korea can do is sit back and watch as Tan Ya-Ting fires up an 8.
So 2 10s to win. If this arrow is a 9, then we're going to be going to a shoot-off.
Xiong Mei Chen. Not happy
10.
when she let it go, but what a result.
10 to win. How about that? And the
Lei
wind
Chen-ying can wrap
wind
it
is
up.
picking up on the field of play right now, watching all these flags.
Lei Chen-ying does it. Muy bien.
What a great shot under that extreme amount of pressure to upset the Koreans under a little bit windier conditions than they had during the match, and to be able to shoot a 10 against the Koreans and come away with that gold medal. Congratulations to Chinese Taipei, and congratulations to Korea with a silver medal, who will also be going to Brazil next week, but they're not going to shoot. They're just going there to watch their A team perform.
So no shoot-off in this match. A tremendous comeback, though, by Chinese Taipei, and the Korean crowd stunned right now.
They don't look very happy.
But a thrilled trio of archers from Chinese Taipei: Tan Ya-Ting, Lei Chen-ying, and Xiong Mei Chen. And really, when you look at this match, Tan Ya-Ting had her moments, but you got a lot of help from Xiong Mei Chen, and especially Lei Chen-ying, who came up with the winner and clinched it with that 10.
It's kind of like her teammates knew that it wasn't, when she shot that 8 in that last set, the teammates were like, okay, we can't let you walk away with shooting an 8 and potentially losing this match. We're going to help you out here and shoot some 10s for you so that we come away with the gold medal.
Lei Chen-ying, 25 years old, is ranked 25th in the world. had 22 wins under her belt coming into this match. Her only World Cup medal before was a team silver in Antalya back in 2012. Well, now she can add a women's team gold medal to her medal collection as she heads home to Chinese Taipei with the women's team gold medal, and she's the one who clinched it. Lei Chen-ying with a 10 on the final shot of the match on this gorgeous sun-splashed Saturday here in Medellin, Colombia. As you take a look at some of the barrios up on the hillside on the west side of Medellin, Cordoba, Progreso, Lopez de Mesa, Altamira, Bosque de San Pablo, some of the barrios up there on the west side. And again, one of the best ways to get a look at this city is to take the metro cable. And I suggest you take the one to RV Park.
I wouldn't suggest driving around, though. Some of the
No,
driving
I would
situations,
not.
The traffic in here is
But
horrendous.
this is one city where you can catch a cab.
You can.
You
yeah.
can catch a cab.
I've done it multiple times.
It's not
this
like
trip.
New York. The ladies putting on a great show here in team competition this morning. Let's see what the guys can do. And you hear the roar going up in the crowd here because Colombia is in the house. Colombia qualifying second this week and getting to the men's team bronze medal match. And it's the first time Colombian men have made it to the medal matches in the history of the World Cup.
Well, they've got a very good training regimen going. They've imported a coach from the United Kingdom, Richard Crispin. You're going to see him in the coach's box, and he's done great work with the Colombian archers. And the Colombian archers, I know, have been working to get other countries to come in and work with them. I was actually invited for a training camp before this event to come and shoot with their archers. And that's the type of thing that they're doing with their archers. They're not sending their archers to other places to train with other high-level archers. They're importing other archers to come and train with their archers so that they get their training down and see what's out there in the world to know what they're up against.
Raises the level of competition for Daniel Felipe Pineda, Daniel Betancourt, and Andres Pila, the three archers who this week defeated Chinese Taipei 5-1 in the 1/8 round, knocked off Malaysia 6-2 in the quarterfinals before losing to the United States by the same score of 6-2. Meanwhile, China defeated Brazil 5-1 in the 1/8 round, won in a shoot-off against Spain in the quarterfinals before being shut out by Korea 6-0. So here is China, the team from China. China, of course, won last month at stage 3 in Wrocław, defeating Italy 6-2. Dai Xiaozhang was on that team. Today, though, it is Jingyu, Gu Jusong, and Fang Gong representing the People's Republic of China. So a strong team sent from China, competing for the bronze medal here today. Just to recap the season, in Shanghai it was Indonesia winning a 5-4 shoot-off against Spain for the bronze medal. In Antalya, Konialty Beach, France defeated Team USA. And as I mentioned a moment ago, China defeated Italy 6-2 in Wrocław at Centennial Park. So now China going for back-to-back bronze medals in men's team competition.
I'm very interested to see how Colombia handles this because it's their first time for the recurve men in front of the home crowd. And from personal experience, I know how nerve-wracking that can be when I was shooting at Pan Am's. And so
Up in Toronto
in front of my home crowd, and it's
and you
just
can tell
exciting.
yourself, Crispin, and you can tell everybody else it doesn't make any difference. Same target, same distance, all those things. But when you've got friends and family in the stands and it's your home nation, it does make a difference.
Oh yeah, it's very, very different, and you could train for it all you want, but unless you actually get into that situation, you're never going to know how that feels until you're there.
Jingyu with a 7 to start off, the 24-year-old who averages 9. Second shot now for China. A little bit better. Everybody's got to get dialed in.
Must mean that the conditions on the practice field compared to this field must be very different if the men at their poundage with that heavy of an arrow.
That bite the line?
I think it caught the line, yeah.
Yep. So 7-8-9 for China to start off in Colombia, being cheered on by the fans.
Oh, I bet it's going to be a very loud house in here if he shoots a 9 with his first arrow.
Daniel Felipe Pineda puts it out in the red ring.
I am not putting it past the Colombians that they're telling each other where they're aiming and where the arrows are going.
This is the 19-year-old Daniel Betancourt. And he's high in the 7 ring as that shadow casts across the target. And a good look at Andres Pila, 24 years old. There's the shot they were looking for.
And a tied score.
Perfecto. So we were tied 24 all after the first 3 shots. China trying to pick things up. Jingyu with a 9, improving upon his first shot, which was a 7.
They're a little wide. That's interesting to see. That China hasn't dialed in and stopped the left-right action. That's a good shot.
Right in the middle for China. So China with 51 points in the opening set.
And a 10-9-9 or just 28 points will win the set.
And I believe that was Gu Jusong with the 10. Now Pineda. Giving something for this hometown crowd to cheer about. Colombia.
10.
So the second 10 of this first set.
And gold is good. Just need to put it in the gold to win this set.
Betancourt with the 10. Now Pila. Won a team bronze medal at the Arizona Cup. And
That's
there's
an
the 8 that ties it up.
Those shadows are just being a little deceptive, especially if the arrow is straight at 12 o'clock.
And it is high noon here in Medellin.
It's casting that shadow straight down on the target, so it's a little confusing to see where it's landing. You have to kind of take a second look at it.
But a good opening for Colombia. They were able to get through that opening, get the jitters out, and they split the set, so they're all right.
And then if you just win the next 2 sets, then you've got the match.
And the same could be said for China as well. They get their jitters out. They're all right.
I've always wondered about that. Since this is set play, it's a lot like tennis. And I've wondered if there are any tennis players out there that get out onto the court and, you know, just get a feel of the court without worrying about their score, because there's so many games to play in tennis. So if they just get out there, get a feel of it, you know, throw the first couple of games, not throw it, but not really care about the result of the first couple of games. Get your rhythm and timing and everything down. Get used to the court, get used to the clay, the grass, the whatever surface they're playing on. I wonder if we can apply that to archery, but we don't have as many games as they do.
I wonder if that's what happened to Serena Williams yesterday.
I still have yet to see that match.
Amazing, amazing. You're shocked when somebody like that, a great athlete like that, does lose finally.
But it's, again, the
can
way
happen.
Sports happen is everybody's out to get everybody else, and there's no easy ride at any level.
So tied up at 1 apiece, we begin the second set, and China to shoot first. Jingyu, 24 years of age, 106th in the world, 39 wins in his career, and he gets the 10 for a good start for China. Jingyu having a very good summer of 2015, picked up a mixed team silver and a team gold medal in Shanghai. Elbow a little bit shaky.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a hesitation on that shot before it went off, and that's why it's way out right.
Hong Kong, 30 years of age, and the winner of a mixed team gold medal in Antalya last year in 2014. And now Guju Song.
It was on the line, but it's definitely in, according to our cameras. See what Colombia comes up with as they return fire.
Daniel Felipe Pineda. He was on the team that won a bronze medal at the Arizona Cup this year. Finished 17th individually last year here in Medellin.
That's a little bit of a long shot. And when you hold a shot for that long, usually your fingers are, they've got the lactic acid buildup and they come off of the string a little bit rough, and it's more often than not on a right-handed shooter out to the left, which is why Pineda's shot was a left 8 and Ida Roman's shot was a left 2. It was a little high, and you know, that takes a whole different bunch of factors into consideration, but generally on a right-handed shooter it goes left.
Basically the muscles get tired after a while.
And they come off a little, the fingers come off the string a little bit stiffer than what they normally would when you come off nice and relaxed. And that's what happens. That's why recurve archery is very, very hard to master. You have to be able to open those fingers just right for it to fly into the center.
Jing Yu with a red ringer. Now Vong Gong. He's been on the scene for about a decade now. Trying to keep it steady, and oh, steady as she goes. Hong Kong with a terrific shot. Setting the table for Guju Song.
That's a 10.
So 4 10s, excuse me, in this second set. A very strong set for China.
And that clinches the set
yes,
for
it does.
China. Colombia has just got some sighter arrows in.
Pineda still left.
8. Looks like we've got that tailwind back on the field of play. Flags are pointed straight at the target.
When play began about an hour ago, the wind was not a factor at all, but it has kicked up a little bit. And Betancourt, you betcha. Betancourt ranked 34th in the world. Finished 9th at Copenhagen at the World Championships. And here is Andres Pila out in the 6 ring.
He was running out of time, so
had to let it fly and hope for the best.
Yeah, technically the arrows didn't really matter at that point because China had already won the set, but I know he just probably wanted to get that shot off and make sure that they've got all their arrows on the target.
By the way, in this match, we're watching Jing Yu of China. Jing Yu, one of those who has qualified already and has a lock on Mexico City in the World Cup finals coming up next month in October. So Jing Yu, gentleman that we will see in Mexico City at the World Cup finals. And in the match coming up, we'll see Brady Ellison and Colin Klimenchek. Both of those gentlemen have also secured their berth in Mexico City at the World Cup finals. There you see the scores, 3-1 in favor of China after the first 2 sets. Here on a day where the popsicles are very popular.
It's quite hot out there right now.
It is a toasty warm day. Of course, in Medellin, temperature almost never varies all that much, between 65, 85 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the other archers that I know here, and she was saying that the temperature is pretty much the same.
Year round.
All year round, and I don't know, as a Canadian, I'd find that very boring.
You need the 4 seasons, huh?
Hey, exactly.
I
Not
don't
the
know.
hotel, the actual seasons.
As an older guy, I find the 65 to 85 to be quite nice. That idea of shoveling snow is becoming less and less intriguing.
I can empathize with that on some days.
Pineda needs to put one in the middle. And does.
Very good opening.
Daniel Felipe coming through with a big shot. Here's Betancourt. With another 10. Muy caliente. Colombia trying to get red hot. Andres Pila trying to keep it going. Out. Looked like an 8 to me.
It's an 8, yes. Well, hopefully that's given Colombia a little bit of momentum to finish off this set and tie it up with China.
And here is the man we were talking about, Jing Yu, who will be at the World Cup Finals. He starts off with a 9 here in the third set. China wins this set. They win the bronze medal. So dire, desperate situation for Colombia trying to keep this match alive. As Wang Gong.
Oh, he's shaking. A little bit of hesitation. He's not coming through that clicker very well. Saved it.
Caught the line.
In that situation, because of the time constraints, you just need to be able to finish your shot and be absolutely strong and committed to finishing that shot.
Very quick release by Guju Song, the 21-year-old. And Colombia with the 1-point advantage here in this third set, leading 28-27 midway through the third set. Of course, they're down 3-1 on match points. Pineda put up a 10 on his first shot. Cannot match it. Daniel Betancourt. And now Pila, a 3-time medalist at the Pan Am Championships.
Seven.
And it looked a little shaky on the release.
I think the nerves were getting to him, unfortunately. But again, 3 arrows left for China. Anything can happen in 3 arrows.
Jing Yu, who has won World Cup medals in 2012, 2011, 2010, 2013, picked up a team silver in Shanghai, a mixed team gold and a team bronze in Antalya. And this season, a mixed team silver and a team gold in Shanghai. And he put up the 10 to get them going. However, that 7 makes things interesting.
Well, China needs a 9 to win.
And it's up to Guju Song to try to clinch it for China.
9.
And there's the 9 that China needed. 9 is enough. They win the set 53-52, and they win the match 5-1.
It was a very good showing from Team Colombia to come out here and still take a tie from China. And I think this was the first of many showings that we're going to see from Team Colombia. And you can see Team Colombia here in the stands kind of deflated. I know they wanted to see their team come away with a medal, but 4th place is still nothing to bat your eyes at.
Baby steps. This is the first time that Colombia has put a men's recurve team into a medal match on recurve, well, usually recurve Sunday, but now recurve Saturday. This is the first time. This is the first step, and I'm sure a progression for this nation.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a great place to be in the year before the Olympics, knowing that I'm not sure if Team Colombia has qualified a full team or just one person for the...
Well, the women have.
The women have qualified a full team.
Yes.
But the men have not qualified a full team. So this is a very good stepping stone for them for Antalya for next year, which is the last chance that you can qualify a full team going into the Olympics.
So a great experience for Andres Pila, Daniel Betancourt, and Daniel Felipe Pineda. And of course a great day for Jing Yu, Guju Song, and Wang Gong as they go away from Colombia with the bronze medal. So I think both of these teams, both of these nations got something out of this.
Yeah. experience.
One nation a little bit more.
Experience and hardware, depending on which team you are.
So fresh target faces being applied here as it has become a rather, not a gusty day, but certainly a little bit of a windy day now. Here in Medellin, you can see those flags atop the target, and you also see our great crew from Hit the Roof Productions, providing you all the sights and the sounds here from Medellin, Colombia, where the food is outstanding.
I love the fresh fruit that they have prepared here in the morning for breakfast. I could just eat that all day long.
Let me put it this way. There hasn't been anything I've been fed that I have not enjoyed or consumed.
That's good.
It's a good thing they have lots of hills for you to go walking and burn
all
those calories. Yeah. All right, here we go. It's the men's team gold medal match, and the United States of America out of the tunnel first. The Americans qualifying second this week here in men's team competition. The USA beating Switzerland 5-1 in the 1/8 round, then knocking off India 5-3 in the quarterfinals before before defeating Colombia 6-2 in the semifinals. And 2 of the 3 archers on this team will be going to Mexico City next month for the World Cup finals. On your left, well, in the middle, first of all, that's Daniel McLaughlin, twin brother of Sean McLaughlin. On the right, here's the long, tall Texan, that's Colin Klimacek. And on your left now, the one, the only, Brady Ellison of the United States, ranked 3rd in the world. And the United States getting set now to see if they can upset the number 1 team, Korea. Korea with an amazing week. You thought the women had an amazing week. The Korean men defeated Chile 6-0, defeated Japan 6-0, defeated China 6-0. Did not lose a single set.
Well, we'll see what's happening today. Again, the Korean B team, but the man on the right, that's Im Dong-hyun. He is the world record holder for the 72 arrow round, 699 points out of 720. No other recurve archer has come close to that ever. And I remember watching that at the 2012 Olympics, watching to see what his last arrow was going to be. He needed a 10 on his last arrow to break 700, or to get 700. He shot a 9, and there was a collective on the field of play. But Im Dong-hyun goes back to, I think he won his first World Championship medal in 2003 in New York. And that's when, let's see, I'm the same age as him. He was 17, and he won his first World Championship medal.
It's good to be young, isn't it?
Yeah, at that time. We're a little bit older now.
So Im Dong-hyun, Lee Woo-sok, and Shin Jae-hun teaming up to try to win this gold medal and take it away from the United States. Now in Shanghai at stage 1, Furukawa Takaharu led Japan to a win over Korea. Korea losing on that day. Korea also lost in the men's team gold medal match in Antalya, losing to China. And then in Poland, it was the United States scoring a 6-2 win over Germany. It was Brady, Colin, and Sean McLaughlin that day. Now, here we go. First shot of the day is an 8 by Mr. Lee Woo-sok.
Who's a former junior world champion.
Shin Jae-hun
showing his military pride when he came up and they introduced him and he saluted. I believe Im Dong-hyun has evaded going to the military with his Olympic team gold medal in 2004. And from what I hear, in Korea, if you win an Olympic, I don't know if it's a gold medal or an Olympic medal, before you're the age of going to the military,
you get an exemption?
Have to go to the military.
Oh, or you don't get an exemption?
You get an exemption from the military. You
do
not have to.
Klimacek connects with a 9. Now here's Daniel McLaughlin, whose brother Sean was on the team that picked up the gold medal in Poland.
Yep, right there. There you go.
Trying to match his twin brother.
Follow that up. Good stuff this time.
So the 21-year-old Dan McLaughlin with a 10 for the United States. And here's Brady Ellison, 26 years old and third in the world, 115 victories in his career, a 74% win percentage, but he drifts out into the 8 ring.
Still 1 point ahead of Korea, but Korea is definitely not going to let the USA take that set away from them. They've had a perfect string so far. See what happens. I love how emphatic their coach gets.
The coaches leave no question, no doubt in your mind. You'll know it's a 10. You can
Whether
know
you
it
like
with
it or
your eyes
not.
closed, yeah. We'll let the coach do the play-by-play.
Yeah, we could just sit back and relax.
Exactly. And now Im Dong-hyun, who seems to be slimmed down. Am I mistaken?
He has slimmed down for sure.
And
9 or 10 on the line. But I've also heard that when the Koreans are at their team training camps, the staff makes sure that they're fed because they need to have all the calories to be able to shoot as many arrows and work out
as much as they do and as hard as they do.
So that's why you see some Koreans where they come out in 1 year and they're pretty thin, and then you see them the next year and they put on weight.
They bulked up.
That's because of the amount of food that they are consuming.
You know, these archers make it look easy. You make it look easy, but drawing that bowstring back takes a lot of strength and holding it.
Yeah, and doing it 300 times a day.
Time after time after time.
Yeah, it amounts to several tons of weight moved just with that one side of your body.
So Brady Ellison
Right eight.
in the same spot.
And looking at the windsocks on the field, they are blowing to the right. They are showing a wind. And unfortunately, the Americans got affected by that a little bit more than the Koreans did.
Good look at Im Dong-hyun as he surveys the situation down there. World champion in 2007 in Leipzig. Silver medalist of the World Championships in Korea 2009. 5 team World Championship medals in his career. On the other side, Brady Ellison leading the USA. What a resume Brady has got. 2014, last fall, won the gold medal at the World Cup Finals in Lausanne. 2013, he was the bronze medalist at the World Cup Finals in Paris. Picked up 2 team medals in Belek. 2012, the silver medalist at the World Cup Finals in Tokyo, and won the team silver medal at the Olympics in London. In the semifinals in London, he went up against a Korean team that included Im Dong-hyun, and on that day, the United States came away with the upset.
Yes, they did. A lot of people were saying that was the gold medal match to watch, but it happened in the semifinals, so it's...
Somebody didn't tell the Italians. Because they went on to defeat the United States and pick up the gold medal.
Yeah, and it all happened in the same day, so some people could look at that as, was that the highlight of the Americans' day, was winning the semifinal against the Koreans, and did they have enough gas to take it to the Italians in the gold medal match? And that's something that you have to kind of look at when you're on a winning streak or whatnot, is how do you budget your energy in what you do that day, and what are you ultimately going to be who are you going to be shooting against in the gold medal final, and how do you make sure that you've got all that gas left for that match?
USA did have some gas left in the tank that day because it did come down to the final shot, Italy winning it on that final shot. I believe with the 10 by Michele Frangilli.
I think that's correct.
So the USA now trailing 2-0 after the first set.
And an interesting little tidbit of technical information. I know that the majority of the Americans on the men's team shoot with 100 grain points. So the way that the arrow is made up is there's the shaft of the arrow, but at the frontmost end of the arrow is a little, if we would be able to see it, is a little silver bit. And that's a piece of extra heavy metal. In this case, they're using tungsten, and you can vary that weight between 100 grains to 120 grains for that specific point. And the Americans are using the lightest point that you can make, let's say. And as compared to the Koreans are using 120 grain points,
That's what 10 line at 3 o'clock.
which is actually on the heavy side. But what happens there is that when you're using a lighter arrow, it may be faster, it may have a flatter trajectory, but if there's a crosswind, the crosswind actually affects those arrows a little bit more than a heavier arrow. It's all physics and momentum and everything, and I don't want to go into a whole lecture about it because I'm gonna lose half the crowd here.
It sounds like, do you use the 7 club or the 5 club?
Yeah, basically.
Out of your golf bag.
Or if you're going to get to a crash, which one is going to win, a Mack truck or a Ford Fiesta? Like, it's that type of thing where the wind is going to affect the lighter object a little bit more than the heavier object. And right now the Koreans are shooting the heavier arrows, which in my experience has been more advantageous in the wind.
Back-to-back 10s by Shin Jae-hyun and Im Dong-hyun. And Korea up 3 midway through this second set and already leading 2-0 in the match. Colin Klimacek trying to get something started for the United States. Klimacek, 19 years of age, ranked 16th in the world. Won team gold in Poland last month. An individual bronze medal in Antalya where he had to defeat his teammate Brady Ellison. Now here's Dan McLaughlin, 21 years of age. And Dan coming up with a strong shot. McLaughlin with a couple of 10s so far here in this match.
9.5.
And Brady Ellison with a 9. So the United States vulnerable right here.
I'm going to say that it's not like the Koreans to drop 5 points in 3 arrows. Again, anything can happen, but it's very unlikely given who's on this team.
Lee Woo-sok
9
is 18 years of age and unranked.
On the senior side, on the junior side, he's
Yes.
a very, very good shooter. Or cadet, I believe, is the last Junior Worlds I saw him at.
Shin Jae-hyun. You heard it.
Sorry, what was that? He's a nice guy. That coach, he's a very, very nice guy. He just gets really into archery. Some people have football and baseball. This is his thing.
Im Dong-hyun. Back-to-back 10s. And the Koreans win this set 58-54. And therefore take a commanding 4-0 lead in this match. So the women's matches very closely contested. The men's matches, not so much.
Not so much, but again, it's just the luck of when you shoot that arrow sometimes. Is there going to be a wind that's going to be taking your arrow off course, or are you able to execute that strong shot and make it fly exactly where you want it, or behind the pin, as some people say?
You know, I was thinking about this as we were looking a moment ago at that Korean team. For archers like Lee Woo-sok and Shin Jae-hyun, this is a huge opportunity for them that doesn't come along every day.
Yeah, because the A team usually gets reserved for coming to events like this. But since we had the Olympic test event coming up next week, the B team was able to get their foot in the door, per se, and get out onto the World Cup circuit.
And this is their time to shine.
And they're shining in the gold medal match.
Yeah. And they are trying to accomplish what the Korean women could not in the women's gold medal match. They're trying to win the men's team gold medal right here. The Americans, though, have to take this one step at a time, one shot at a time, and try to climb out of the hole that they find themselves in, trailing 4-0 right now, with Colin Klimacek going first, the 19-year-old, who also won 2 silver medals at the Youth World Championships in Yankton, South Dakota this summer, as well as a team silver medal at the Pan Ams up in Toronto.
We just saw Im Dong-hyun giving Mr. Lee some great advice. I take advice from Im any day.
Klimacek averaging just over 9.1 points per arrow.
There you go. There's the man.
Terrific shot to get it started for the United States. pierces that 10 ring. Daniel McLaughlin now out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
There you go.
Oh, almost the same exact spot.
That would be an interesting measurement to do if that was a tie break right now.
Can Brady Ellison make it 3 in a row? Grizzly Ellison comes up with a 9.
I'm interested to know how the string doesn't get caught up in
that beard.
In that beard, or a finger tab.
Over to Korea, Lee Woo-sok. Almost getting it in the 10 ring.
I think the coach saw the shadow form really close to the 10 and it just came out of his mouth as a 10.
Now the man who won a bronze medal at the 2008 Youth Championships in Turkey continues to shoot strong. Shin Jae-hyun. Im Dong-hyun. His last World Cup medals came in 2013 in Shanghai, Antalya, and Poland. And he is zeroing in on another one. He ties it up at 29 all, midway through this third set. Just a little bit high for Colin.
And it's interesting to note that the United States has gone back to a normalized shooting pattern. We've seen from them at other World Cups where they've switched roles or they switched positions on who goes first.
Had Brady Ellison maybe going first and then anchoring.
But they've stuck to a single rotation. And anybody can speculate on why they do anything, but it's just an interesting thing that I've just noticed.
Brady settles in and releases a 10. Punches one into the 10 ring.
And a 10-9-9 will win this match.
Korea's always been known for coming through in the clutch. Can they do it with their B team? Right now there's the 9.
2 10s will actually give them the solid win and show that they've not lost any sets this whole tournament. So we'll see if 2 10s can solidify a straight, clean victory. That's the first 10.
There's the 10. 9 to win. Im Dong-hyun, who's been here many times before.
Oh, he can shoot 9s, no problem.
Haven't seen much of him since 2013 at Belek. However,
that's a 10.
He wraps it up with a 10.
And Korea has not dropped a single set this whole tournament. Congratulations to Korea. That is a gold medal run if I've ever seen one. I have never seen that happen where a team has never dropped a set. And this is Korea's B team. I mean,
are you not impressed? Are you not entertained?
It puts a smile on my face.
As well as Im Dong-hyun, his coach, and his 2 teammates who shot very well to help him out and aid the cause, Lee Woo-sok and Shin Jae-hyun. Lee Woo-sok, 18 years old. Shin Jae-hyun, 22 years of age. The veteran Im Dong-hyun. But it wasn't all about Mr. Im. It was a complete team effort from start to finish. And it took only 3 sets as Korea did what they've done all week long. They defeated Chile 6-0, Japan 6-0, China 6-0, and now the USA 6-0.
That's got to be a world record. I mean, you have to document that somehow.
That's a dominating performance by Korea, but we've come to expect that from every team from Korea, whether it's the A team or the B team. You just come to expect that from Korea.
I think Korea can send their H team and give all of us a little bit of a chance.
Here in Parque Norte.
You can see the rides in the background, which is the screaming that we heard.
Yes, part of the screaming. The other part of the screaming were the Korean coaches.
Yeah, and the crowd. You can't forget about
the crowd. On this colorful day here in this country known for its floral arrangements, beautiful setting here on the field in Parque Norte.
And just sneaking a peek at the presenters for the medalists, we're going to be having a very colorful presentation coming up.
That's part of what I love about coming down here to South America. You get the flavor, you get the culture, and if you're a coffee drinker, you get some
coffee.
cafe. Yes.
I don't usually drink coffee when I'm at home, but when I do, it's in Colombia.
So thumbs up for Colombia, or excuse me, for Korea and Colombia as well. The local organizing committee doing its usual outstanding job this past week, and I'm sure throughout the weekend here at Stage 4 of the 2015 Archery Outdoor World Cup Tour. Along with Crispin Duenas, I'm Carl Arky. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage this morning of the team competition. It was a little bit of a roller coaster ride in the women's team matches, not so much in the men's matches, as China and Korea both dominated en route to victories. Here, as the wind picked up though, the conditions were different for the ladies than they were for the men, so perhaps that played into it a little bit. However, saw some great matches. In fact, we had a shoot-off to start the day. And hopefully we'll continue to see great matches throughout the rest of the day as we get into mixed team and the individual medal matches. Great view of the barrios up on the hillsides. Everywhere you look in Medellin, this is a city that rises above you with communities and barrios, and each one of them distinct and different. Is just a fascinating, fascinating city.
It's a very good view when you're driving to Medellin from the airport.
Oh, breathtaking.
You're on winding, hilly roads that are on the edge of the mountain. So you can, on some parts of the drive, you can pretty much look straight down and see the city below you. And it's breathtaking. Remember the first time that I was here, I had to get so many pictures. Even though it was at nighttime, I was just getting so many pictures of the city and being that high above the city.
Beautiful flowers here in Parque Norte. Little known fact, a lot of the flowers, in fact, a great percentage of the flowers that are sold, I know in North America, the United States, come from Colombia. Some of the native garb here as we get set for the medal presentation for the women's teams. Colombia very, very proud.
Those are very
nation.
unique dresses. I've never seen anything like that before, but it's great to see their national heritage and the provisions they have to make to get around the field.
Maybe a little bit difficult in those dresses in these breezes, but somehow I've got a feeling those ladies will manage. As the three teams that medaled here today work their way out to the podium to accept their medals here at Stage 4.
Medals will be presented by
Mr. Scarzella
First Vice President.
from the World Archery Federation, joined by the president of the Colombian Organizing Committee.
The checks and gifts will be presented by Baltazar Medina.
And if my memory serves me correctly, you not only get the medal, you also get a nice bag of Colombian coffee to take home.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I believe you do. We'll see if that holds true.
Bronze medal representing
My son and my wife were out picking the coffee beans yesterday at a coffee plantation out in the forest.
Never heard of
So
that
you can
before.
thank them. The United States with a great, great win here in the women's bronze medal match today. They fell behind 4-0 to Mexico. The door was opened in the third set. The Americans were able to win that third set, then won the fourth set to tie it at 4-all. Got it to a shoot-off and won the shoot-off 28-25. Ariel Gibalaro with a 10 to start them off in that shoot-off and set the stage and send them on their way towards that victory in the shoot-off 5-4. And as a result, Ms. Gibalaro, along with Mackenzie Brown and Katuna Lorig, accept the bronze medal here in Colombia. Then in the women's gold medal match, bit of an upset. The team from Korea showing great sportsmanship and great class, coming around congratulating the American team. before mounting the podium to accept the silver medal. So congratulations to Lee Tok-young, Jeon Sung-yoon, and Hong Soo-nam as they won the silver medal. Again, they had a great run up to this gold medal match as well. 6-0 victories over Venezuela and the USA. However, they met their match here in the women's gold medal match. Korea jumping out to a 2-0 lead in that match before Chinese Taipei finally got untracked. Chinese Taipei winning the second set and the third set to go ahead 4-2. And then finally in that fourth set, it looked like it might be going to a shoot-off, but Lei Chen-ying had other ideas as she came up with a 10 to put the match away and secure the gold medal for Chinese Taipei. So Chinese Taipei, a 5-3 victor over India in the quarterfinals and a 6-2 winner over Mexico in the semifinals, defeats Korea and pulls off what I would call a mild upset. This was the number 2 team coming out of qualifying.
The match between first and second is always going to be a close one. So
it's a toss-up.
It's basically what we expected, basically being bolded and underlined. But it's just, that's a tight match. There's never a defined winner in that situation, and that's what happened today.
Congratulations to Tan Ya-ting, Lei Chen-ying, and Xiong Mei-chen. Who are now harvesting the fruit of their labor here in Medellin, Colombia, on a gorgeous, gorgeous day in September. And now the playing of the national anthem for Chinese Taipei.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the anthem of Chinese Taipei.
A proud moment for Chinese Taipei as they win the women's gold medal in team competition here at Stage 4 of the Archery World Cup Tour. The final score 6-2, so the gold goes to Chinese Taipei. Korea will get the silver medal and the bronze medal going to the United States as the USA, again, with a huge comeback. After falling behind 4-0, comes back to win it in a shoot-off 5-4. Gibalado with a 10 to start off the shoot-off and help the United States earn that bronze medal. So looking back on the season overall at the 4 stages, Korea won the gold medal in Shanghai. It was Antalya, Japan defeating Korea. The United States won gold in Poland. And here in Medellin, it is Chinese Taipei coming away with the gold medal. So Korea, Japan, United States, and Chinese Taipei, we've seen the gold medal going to different countries this year. There hasn't really been that dominance, at least this year, in the women's team competition in these medal matches, gold medal matches. So now we get set for the presentation of the medals to the gentlemen in matches which were a little bit more one-sided here today. In the men's bronze medal match, it was the nation of Colombia, which qualified second, taking on the 5th seed from China. And in the men's gold medal match, it was the top 2 seeds, Korea and the USA. As those 9 archers come out once more, led by Brady Ellison of the United States, the USA securing the silver medal, Korea getting the gold, and China coming up with a bronze medal performance.
And again, Team Korea winning every single set that they've shot against any other competitors here.
A dominating performance. President of Peru's Olympic Committee here in Colombia to help with the presentation of the medals. In a colorful celebration and presentation. The bronze medals going to China.
Representing the People's Republic of China,
Jingyu, Guju Song, and Wang Gong teaming up to win that bronze medal. China splitting the opening set with Colombia. They were tied 1-1. Then China winning the next 2 sets to finally win it 5-1. Guju Song putting up a 9 to secure the victory for China. So China with a good run to end the week here in Colombia. They scored that 5-1 victory over Brazil in the 1/8 round. Won a shoot-off with Spain before losing to Korea, then bounced back with this bronze medal performance against Colombia. The USA hoping to pull off a bit of an upset here today.
silver medal. Representing the United States of
Colin Klimacek and Brady Ellison both locked in for the World Cup finals in Mexico City next month, joined by Dan McLaughlin.
Brady Ellison.
Just not able to slow down the Korean Express. But they do go home with the silver medal. Brady Ellison, Colin Klimacek, and Daniel McLaughlin, who wins a team silver medal to go with the team silver that he won in Poland back in 2013. Of course, Sean, his twin, can say, I want a gold medal in Poland. But I'm sure there's no sibling rivalry there.
I just know for a fact that both their parents are very happy with these two and how they're doing. And the money and time that they've invested in both the twins is
paying off now.
Paying off, exactly.
Big dividends this summer from the McLaughlin family as Sean did win a team gold medal in Poland, and Dan wins a team silver medal here in Medellin, Colombia. But the top team, of course, led by this gentleman, Im Dong-hyun, making a comeback after being off the international scene for about 2 years. We had not seen Im Dong-hyun since his 4th place finish in Belek, but comes back here today 2 years later, almost exactly 2 years later, to win the team gold medal with a lot of help from Lee Woo-sok and Shin Jae-yeon. And as Crispin Duenas has mentioned, an amazing run by this Korean team, which defeated Chile 6-0, Japan 6-0, China 6-0, and the United States 6-0. So in those last 4 matches alone, did not drop a single solitary set.
For the national anthem of the Republic of Korea.
And again, you see the patriotism on the part of that Korean team. Very proud of their country, proud to represent Korea, and doing Korea proud. And again, this is the B team, the A team already in Brazil and Rio for the Olympic test event, which begins on Monday. But again, just more proof and evidence of the strength and the power and the depth of the Korean program, that they're able to send their B teams here. I guess if you have to label teams, B teams, A teams, they're great archers.
Send their archers over here to
Their
dominate
archers.
again.
Just more of their great archers. We'll put it that way. So what a morning it has been here. If you're just joining us, where have you been? You've missed some great competition, especially in the women's team competition. Chinese Taipei knocking off Korea, the #1 seed. Chinese Taipei coming back from being 2 down to win it 6-2 in a match which was actually a lot closer than the final score might indicate. And in the women's bronze medal match, a big comeback for the United States of America as they were down 4-0. But an errant shot by Mexico in the third set opened the door for the United States to come back, cut the lead in half at 4-2. Then the USA tied it at 4-all, went to a shoot-off, and they won it in the shoot-off to win the bronze medal. In men's team competition, it was China getting the bronze medal, the USA the silver, and Korea the gold. Well, it's time now for us to take a little bit of a break. We'll be back in just a bit, 2 hours to be exact, with the mixed team matches as well as the individual bronze and gold medal matches. We'll get to watch Korea's Im Dong-hyun shoot for 2 more medals, while 2 Dutchmen will meet in a duel for the men's bronze medal. It's all on tap at Stage 4 of the 2015 Archery World Cup Tour, coming to you live from beautiful El Parque Norte in Medellin, Colombia. I'm Carl Arky,
And I am Crispin Duenas. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here for the morning session with the team rounds.
All right. Crispin, pleasure as always to work with you. Hopefully, one of these days, again, we're going to get you back out there, and I'm going to be talking about you, and you are going to be shooting, my friend. For Crispin Duenas, I'm Carl Arky saying so long for just a little while. We're going to go take a little siesta, and we'll see you again soon for more live, shot-by-shot coverage of Stage 4 of the 2015 World Cup Archery Tour from Medellin, Colombia. Where else but on World Archery TV. Adios, amigos.
Goodbye.
That is it for the women's Recurve team medal matches and the men's Recurve team.
Dead center for Rio, the great sportsman.